on Sports Central tonight. No withdrawal. Sri Lanka Cricket says the 16-member national squad team management and support staff will continue the Pakistan tour, remaining in the country for the ongoing one-day international series and the upcoming T20I tri-series with Pakistan and Zimbabwe. Hype begins. The 2025-26 Inter-Club Rugby season is approaching, with SL Rugby President confirming that measures are being taken to further enhance the competitiveness and country's domestic rugby tournaments.
This season is not only about league and club glory. It is about building a stronger future for Sri Lanka rugby.
Joining semis. Defending champion Yannick Sinner reaches the semi-finals of the ATP Finals with a win over two-times winner Alexander Zverev yesterday. Gearing up. German automaker Audi unveils its new Formula One car and its striking livery in a ceremony attended by former Formula One champions and the two drivers set to race for Audi from 2026.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Sports Central right here on Other Derana News Channel. Well, like every day this Thursday also we have action-packed rundown with some growing updates. So let's begin with Sri Lanka tour of Pakistan. Sri Lanka Cricket says that the 16-member national squad along with the team management and support staff currently touring Pakistan have decided to continue with the tour. Accordingly, they will remain in Pakistan to take part in the ongoing ODI series and the upcoming T20I tri-series involving host Pakistan, Sri Lanka and Zimbabwe. Just hours before the commencement of the first one-day international between Sri Lanka and Pakistan on Tuesday, a suicide bomb blast killed around 12 people in Pakistan's capital Islamabad, which was some 17 kilometers away from the Rawalpindi stadium. Following this blast, the Sri Lankan players and few other members of the tour party have raised safety concerns and have requested the authorities to allow them to return to the country. Following this development, SLC had engaged with the players and assured them that all such concerns are being duly addressed in close coordination with the Pakistan Cricket Board and the relevant authorities to ensure the safety and well-being of the touring party. Accordingly, SLC had instructed all players, support staff and team management to continue with the tour as scheduled. Last night, the SLC said should any member of the touring party decide to return to Sri Lanka despite the directive issued by the SLC to continue with the tour, Sri Lanka Cricket was prepared to send replacements to ensure that the tour continues without interruption. The SLC further said that if any player, players or member of the support staff return despite the SLC's directives, a formal review will be conducted to assess the actions and an appropriate decision will be made upon the conclusion of the review. However, after assurances provided by Sri Lanka Cricket in close consultation with the Pakistan Cricket Board and the relevant authorities, the national players have agreed to stay and take part in the one-day international and Tri-Nation T20 series. Accordingly, the schedules of the ODI series and the Tri-Nation ODI series have been revised and all those matches will now be played in Rawalpindi. The second ODI between Sri Lanka and Pakistan will be played tomorrow at Rawalpindi. Following that, the third ODI will take place on the 16th of November. Then the Tri-Nation T20 series between Pakistan, Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka will begin on the 20th of November and will run until the 29th. Sri Lanka Rugby President Pavitra Fernando says that steps are underway to further strengthen the competitiveness of country's domestic rugby tournaments. He said this addressing a media gathering at the launch of the 2025-26 rugby season in Colombo last evening.
The officials of Sri Lanka Rugby, the captains of the 9 clubs competing the upcoming season and sponsors were in attendance for this media gathering. The 2025-26 Inter-Club Rugby League will be kicked off tomorrow with 2 matches that are scheduled to be played, that is Havelocks vs Navy SC at Havelock Park and CHN FC vs Police SC at Racecourse Grounds.
It's a little different this time around. We play the first round in the usual way that it has been played already. All teams will play each other, and the home and away basis has been decided on the way that games were played last year. So we will have 8 games for all the teams in the first round. Now, one team, unfortunately, because of the format, will be relegated at the end of the first round. So we have 9 teams who will play in the first round, and one team will then drop out at the end of the first round. So only 8 teams will remain in the league competition. Who that is going to be, we don't know, but we are very happy that all the teams have agreed to adopt this particular format. Then in the second round, which is what we call the super round, we have 8 teams that will go into the super round. And of those 8 teams, the bottom 4 will play each other for the plate, the top 4 will play each other for the cup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They will play each other, and we will decide the cup and the plate.
This season is not only about league and club glory. It is about building a stronger future for Sri Lanka rugby. As a part of our long-term performance plan, Sri Lanka will host 2 international sevens tournaments, one in Kandy and one in Colombo, in March 2026, featuring 3 invited international teams to provide our players with world-class exposure right here at home. From these tournaments, 22 players will be selected for national contracts and placed in a 6-month professional training program under a strength and conditioning coach specialist from New Zealand. This marks the beginning of a genuine, high-performance pathway preparing our athletes for the 2026 Asian Games and our pursuit of Sri Lanka's first ever team sport medal. These plans symbolize a renewed commitment to excellence, proof that Sri Lanka rugby is investing in its players, its systems, and its future.
Meanwhile, each club will be allowed to field 1 foreign player for this season. The SLR president said going forward a new strategy will be adopted to have player transfer systems with Rugby for Life in New Zealand.
The beauty of this program is more than just the players coming here and playing. It's because it creates an opportunity for our players to go to New Zealand and playing. And if you recall players such as even Muthu, who's here right now, so Tarinder Ratwate, Sean Vijay Singh, when they went to New Zealand and played and came back, they were at a different level. And it's huge for Sri Lanka rugby. So that's the partnership we were looking at. And plus, with this program, it's really affordable, especially not all the clubs have the financial capacity to bring foreign players. So moving forward next year, Clark and his team would probably have more than 20 players for us to choose from. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Moving to tennis now, Mercantile Tennis Tournament organised by the Mercantile Tennis Association was concluded at the Sri Lanka Tennis Association courts in Colombo yesterday.
Over 225 players representing around 35 corporate entities took part in this year's Mercantile Tennis Tournament. The tournament was held for 11 days featuring 393 matches. MAS Holdings' Angelika Carrera and Yasita De Silva were emerged champions of women's and men's singles. Angelika Carrera, who combined with Tara Grehe, bagged the women's double title. Yasita De Silva with Mark Sanaviratne convincingly took away the men's double title. Meanwhile, Yasita De Silva and Angelika Carrera were the winners of the mixed doubles title.
Three of the brightest junior golfers from Royal Colombo Golf Club, Jeevan Sathasivam, Reshan Algama and Kaya Daluwatta, will represent Sri Lanka at the 29th Foldo Junior Tour Europe Grand Final hosted by Sir Nick Foldo, which will take place from the 18th to the 20th of November in the United Arab Emirates. There will be over 90 junior golfers at the 3-day event and no cutoff after day 2. Top young golfers from across Europe, the Middle East, Asia and the Americas will tee off at this event. Both Jeevan and Kaya won the Foldo series, which took place in Sri Lanka during 2024, becoming the boys and girls champions respectively, while Reshan was the runner-up at this event. Jeevan Sathasivam has impressed with 3 wins and many top 10 finishes in just 15 tournaments. His natural power and competitive spirit continue to push him toward elite performance on the junior circuit. Reshan Algama will be the second boy to tee off at this tournament from Sri Lanka. He had shown remarkable form, ending the top 10 both at the AYG 2025 in Bahrain and a week later in the Thailand Junior Golf Tournament. Kaya Daluwatta, the nation's leading female amateur, has recorded 25 top 10 finishes and 9 victories from 34 tournaments. Her graceful style and mental toughness and never under pressure have earned her recognition as one of Sri Lanka's most accomplished young golfers. Her recent performance at the Asian Youth Games in Bahrain, where she claimed the bronze medal, which was the first medal at the Asian Youth Games series. Well, let's head into a short commercial break. More sporting action coming right after this. You're watching Sports Central on Audi Derana News Channel. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Ada Derana News Channel. Well, we are moving to the Men's ATP Finals now. Defending champion Jannik Sinner reached the semi-finals of the ATP Finals with a 6-4, 6-3 win over two-times winner Alexander Zverev yesterday. Italy's Sinner extended his indoor hardcourt winning streak to 28 matches, but victory over his German rival was not as comfortable as the scoreline suggests, with the world number 2 under pressure in both early sets. The pair, the only two previous ATP final champions in this year's competition in Italy, had both won their Bjorn Borg group matches. Yesterday, Sinner faced 7 break points compared to Zverev's 4, but pulled out aces and delightful drop shots when it counted. Sinner made a slow start facing 2 break points in the opening game, but found 4 aces at vital points to hold after 9 minutes. He let slip 2 break points at 5-4 up before racing to the net to outwit Zverev and take the first set. Sinner came back with a 0-40 to hold his first service game and the second set, and Zverev forced another break point when the Italian next served, but the champion's composure never wavered and he broke to lead 4-2. Zverev responded by taking a 30-40 lead in the following game, but Sinner held firm. At one stage, a whip backhand down the line had the German shaking his head in disbelief, and he fell to his third loss to Sinner in 17 days. Sinner must retain his title undefeated to have any chance of ending the year as world number 1, while Carlos Alcaraz needs one more match to win to stay top of the rankings.
No, you have to be ready because I did change when I lost some matches in a row, and I went on court trying to do something different, and at some point you see that certain things work, and I am just trying to be ready for that situation for them to do so, you know. And I felt like today he changed a couple of things. I was still ready, you know, to handle, but maybe if I didn't serve the way I served, especially in the important moments, you don't know what would have happened, you know. So if we watch the match today, there were 1 or 2 points. That's why I won the first set. A couple of points. That's why I won the second set. But if these points go the other way, you know, maybe it's the same score in the opposite way. So you never know. I felt like on the back of the court he was playing very, very well. But in the same time, I tried to be perfect in the tactical side. You know, I made some mistakes, but I felt like we prepared the match in a very good way, and that's it. You know, even if we watch matches finish 6-2, there are just a couple of points. You know, but that's it.
Meanwhile, earlier in the day, Canada's Félix Auger-Aliassime came from a set down to earn his first victory at this year's ATP Finals with a 4-6, 7-6 and 7-5 win over American Ben Shelton.
Shelton's service and volley game powered him to the opening set, but Auger-Aliassime forced a decider with a tie-break victory in the second and then broke the American's serve to convert a third match point in the final set. Both players had lost their opening round-robin matches, Shelton beaten by Alexander Zverev and Olga Aliasime by defending champion Yannick Sinner. The Canadian has given himself a real chance of making the semi-finals with a hard-fought win. Olga Aliasime needed medical treatment during his loss to Sinner, but the Canadian brushed off those worries despite Shelton storming to a 4-1 lead in the opening set. The American lost his cool when failing to serve out for the set, launching his racket in frustration when Olga Aliasime made it to 5-4, but Shelton broke the Canadian again. Shelton forced the only break point of the second set, but in a tie-break, Olga Aliasime broke immediately to take a 3-0 lead. The Canadian held break points at 2-1 up in the final set, but had to wait until the final game where Shelton was guilty of gifting match points and Olga Aliasime did not refuse.
German car maker Audi revealed their new Formula One car and its colors yesterday in a ceremony that included former F1 winners and 2 drivers who will steer for Audi from 2026.
The countdown is on 114 days where Audi will line up on the grid in Melbourne for the very first time. On March 8th, Audi enters the pinnacle of motorsports where precision, ambition and cutting-edge technology rule. The color palette features titanium, carbon black and newly introduced Audi Red. As part of this identity, Audi will also sport red rings used selectively to underscore its Formula One presence. As part of this identity, Audi will also sport red rings used selectively to underscore its Formula One presence. Head of Audi F1 project said that the Munich event that this project is not just about developing a car, it's about embarking a journey of progress built step by step and milestones by milestones. According to the company's website, Audi will enter Formula One for the first time in 2026 with its own factory team and a hybrid drive system developed in Germany. The team will be based at 3 locations. Audi Formula Racing GmbH, which was founded specifically for the project, is developing the power unit in Nürburg under Donau. Hinwil in Switzerland will be home to the development of the racing car as well as the planning and operating of the races. In addition, the UK Technology Office in Bicester provides a foothold in the heart of Motorsport Valley, offering direct access to top F1 talent and key strategic partners.
Feel free to take photos and share them with me. And when you're ready for a little indulgence, head up to the second floor where the
Torchbearers at the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics will wear white uniforms with a red and yellow pattern recalling the Olympic flame. This is unveiled by the organizers yesterday. Traditionally, torchbearers' uniforms at Winter Games are white to keep the focus on the flame. With less than 100 days to go before the Games, organizers also said 18,000 volunteers and others working at the Olympics would wear blue jumpsuits with a green, blue and white pattern. The Olympic flame will be lit in Olympia on November 26th and will arrive in Rome on the 4th of December. 2 days later, it will start a 63-day journey across Italy to Milan and Cortina, with thousands of torchbearers including tennis double gold medalist Jasmine Paolini and Oscar-winning director Giuseppe Tornatore carrying the flame. Italy's athletes will wear a kit designed by late fashion designer Giorgio Armani. They are all white or all blue with the colors of the Italian flag on the jacket collar. The Winter Olympics will run from the 6th of February to the 22nd of February next year. Another short commercial break. Stay tuned, you're watching Sports Central on Other Derana News Channel. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Ada Derana News Channel. It's time to move to the football field now. Cardiff will host the opening match of the 2028 European Championship on the 9th of June with the final scheduled to end London's Wembley Stadium on the 9th of July. This was stated by the tournament organisers UEFA yesterday. Other venues awarded Euro 2028 matches include Birmingham, Dublin, Glasgow, Liverpool, Manchester and Newcastle in a tournament that will feature 51 matches involving 24 nations. The tournament, co-hosted by England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, will run across 9 venues in 8 cities, announced at launch event in central London attended by UEFA President Alexander Seferin. UEFA's presence attracted a small demonstration attended by police in the protest of Israel's inclusion in UEFA's sanctioned events and at times could be clearly heard during the official launch show. UEFA stated that the tournament is projected to generate £3.6 billion in socio-economic benefits for the United Kingdom and Ireland between 2028 and 2031 according to an independent assessment. In May, Europe's soccer governing body UEFA said England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales would participate in qualifying for the Euro 2028 with only 2 spots reserved if they do not make it to the tournament. Belfast has been chosen to host the Euro 2028 qualifying draw scheduled to take place in Northern Ireland's capital on the 6th of December next year. England finished runners-up at the Euro 2024 while Scotland were knocked out in the group stage. Wales and Ireland did not qualify for last year's tournament hosted by Germany.
No genocide in football. Kick Israel out. No genocide in football. Kick Israel out. No genocide in football. Kick Israel out.
Portugal trained yesterday for their final 2 2026 World Cup qualifying matches against the Republic of Ireland in Dublin and Armenia in Porto. Meanwhile, England's national team trained yesterday as well on the eve of their penultimate World Cup qualifier against Serbia.
Portugal, the sole leaders of Group F, are 2 points away from securing qualification for the tournament that will be hosted by the United States, Mexico and Canada. They currently have a 5-point gap from second place and Hungary. The Iberian team will face the Republic of Ireland at Dublin's Aviva Stadium where a win secures a World Cup berth. On November 16th, Portugal will play their final qualifying match against Armenia at the Estadio do Dragão. Meanwhile, England's national team trained on the eve of their penultimate World Cup qualifier against Serbia. With a 100% record from 6 games in Group K, 18 goals scored and none conceded, England have breezed into next year's finals in North America where they will be among the favourites. Earlier, Tuchel said there's no chance of trying out anything radically different at home to Serbia at Wembley or in Tirana on Sunday, England's last competitive matches before he names the World Cup squad. Former Chelsea manager Tuchel has recalled Real Madrid's Jude Bellingham and Manchester City's Phil Foden to the squad after they both missed the last 2 camps. But while Tuchel said it was good they're back in the squad, both must earn their places in the starting lineup. Without Bellingham or Foden, England thrashed Serbia 5-0 in Belgrade in September in what was arguably the standout performance of his tenure. Crystal Palace defender Mark Guehi will miss the game with a foot injury, but Tuchel has not ruled him out for Albania. After the conclusion of the qualifiers, Tuchel has 2 friendly internationals in March to fine-tune his squad with Japan and Uruguay still to be confirmed as opponents. The World Cup draw takes place on the 5th of December.
Barcelona president Joan Laporta has downplayed the possibility of Lionel Messi returning to the club, calling it unrealistic following the Argentine's surprise visit to revamp Camp Nou where he spent 21 years of his glittering career. Messi, who joined Barca's youth academy as a 13-year-old and became their all-time leading scorer with 672 goals in 778 appearances, left the Catalan side in 2021 when they could not make it financially viable to keep him. The 38-year-old World Cup winner, who now plays for Inter Miami, visited the iconic stadium on Sunday and expressed his desire to return there one day. The 8 times Ballon d'Or winner had said that he hopes that one day he can return and to say goodbye as a player, as he never got to do. Messi, who moved from Paris Saint-Germain on a free transfer after his Barca exit, extended his contract with Inter Miami last month and has previously hinted that the Major League Soccer club would likely be his last. Laporta said that Barca would like to give Messi a tribute at Camp Nou once the renovations set to expand the stadium's capacity to 105,000 are completed. Laporta stated that Messi knew he was loved and appreciated for who he was and that he would always be welcome. He added that it was only fair for Messi to have the best tribute in the world and mentioned that it would be wonderful to hold the tribute at their stadium in front of a 105,000 crowd.
Entró en la selección argentina en la previa partido contra Angola. Este es el capitán de la selección argentina. Se sumó Franco Mastantuono.
And with that, we conclude today's bulletin on Sports Central right here on Ada Derana News Channel. Well, we value your feedback, so don't forget to send it via email at feedback.adsenglish@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076 805 7933. Amasha Fernando will join you right after this with World News Tonight. Till then, have a very good night.